live stream. I'm so proud of myself. I've done, I think this is day 4 consistently, so progress is being made. I'm very proud of myself. Give myself a little pat right there. I am going to do a very light makeup look today because after doing yesterday's makeup by like 5 o'clock in the afternoon when it was still 103 degrees out, I was kind of regretting having so much on my face. So today's look is going to be very minimal because it's going to be even hotter today. I live in Southern California and it gets pretty hot in the summertime. August, September are our hottest months. So let's just do a light, very, I guess, clean girl makeup look, but it's going to be very lightweight. So as per usual, I have started off my makeup today by doing my skincare. I let that sit first, so I let it absorb into my skin and then do my makeup on top. So let's get into it. Let's start off with some SPF. Let's do the Blue Lizard. This is not my favorite. I have used this in the past and I don't like it because it does leave a white cast. It is a mineral sunscreen. It's a natural sunscreen. And the white cast isn't too terrible, but it is there. So it kind of can mess with my makeup look if I'm not doing too much. But today I'm gonna help it. I'm gonna hope that it kind of color corrects when I put some stuff on top. So you'll see as I blend it in, it kind of leaves a white cast. And then always remember to put a sunscreen on your neck. Skincare, sunscreen should always go down your neck. Don't forget. Okay, so the white cast isn't terrible. Like, it blends in, but it is there. It does change the tone of your skin a little bit. So now that that's done, I'm gonna move on to the eyes. For today, I'm gonna do a little bit of eyelid primer because it's just so hot and anything I put on my eyes is gonna just melt. So just to prevent that, I'm gonna just do a little dab of eyelid primer. I'm using the Urban Decay Primer Potion. This is a little sample size and this has lasted me a while. And I also will just wear this alone sometimes because it does just give your lids a little bit of color. I'm kind of at the end of my tube here, so I have to fight with it sometimes. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a little dabby on my fingers there. And then just press that into my lid. And then I also go under the brow and under the eye. Okay. And then for foundation, I want to just do something really light and sheer. Let's see what I have in here. Let's just do a little bit of the Live Tinted complexion stick. This is in shade 13. I'm just gonna do a little bit. I always do this. I always put my lid down and then I don't remember where I put it. Okay. Let's blend this in. So it's very skin-like. It just covers up just a little bit to even out your skin tone. The coverage is very light. Expensive beauty products can be worth it, but also the drugstore beauty products are very highly made now. A lot of them are made in Europe and Italy, and the quality of the drugstore makeup is pretty good. I would say if you asked that question like even 5 years ago, it would be a different answer, but I feel like no, you can get a good beauty look with using very affordable drugstore brands. It does not have to be high-end. Okay, so that's blended in. Then whatever's left on my brush, I just drag down my neck. I'm gonna do a little tiny bit of contour. And I'm gonna use a liquid contour, or I guess a cream contour. Liquid cream, I guess is the same. This is an old one from Tarte, and it's pretty much my skin tone. So I use this a lot in the summer because it just very lightly gives you a little bit of color. But it's hardly noticeable. Like you can kind of see it on camera. And then I use this brush because it's angled and it keeps my contour where I want it to be. And then whatever's left, I'll just drag on my nose or under my face. Okay. Now let's do a little eyeshadow. For today, I'm gonna use my Natasha Denona palette. I'm gonna be going in with this one right here. It's a very fleshy color, which is exactly what I want. I'm gonna get a big fluffy brush because this is gonna go all over my eye. So a brush like this. This is the Anastasia brush. So it just kind of brightens your eye up a little bit. There's the before, there's the after. It also gives a nice base if you're gonna do any powder on top. It just helps everything to blend in better. There's a little bit of eyelid primer here that dried and now is not blending. So we're just gonna leave that. Okay. So now that that's done, I'm just gonna pick up whatever's left here, all the little powder. And then we'll be done with that. Now, let's see. I wanna do blue eyes today. I want to keep it simple, but also I want to do something pretty. So let's do I'm going to use my Toy Story palette. I'm going to go in with this one for a little dimension on the outer wing or the outer eye. And I'm going to go in with that one right there. I think that'll be pretty. Blues and purples always go together so nicely. So I'm just taking a tiny little bit And when I say tiny, I just barely tap my brush in there because I don't want too much pigment right away. Especially for the look I want today. So there's that. Let's do again. I'm just barely tapping that in there. So that side got a little bit less. I'm gonna grab a little bit more. So I'm just kind of shaping my eye a little bit with that darker shade. No, this side has too much. Let's try and blend that out. And if that side still has too much, we'll just add a little bit to this side. Okay. Looks pretty good for those outer corners. Let's do let's see how this one looks, this shade right here. That one I haven't used ever. It's still freshly pressed. And I'm just gonna bring a little there. For a lighter shade, you'll often want to go in the center where your eyeball is. So that's exactly what I'm doing now. And then I'm just kind of blending it out. Okay. Now I'm gonna go in with that blue shimmer. I'm gonna use the same brush, even though that may be risky, but I'm gonna take that a little bit of pigment of that blue. And that really just opens up that eye area a little bit. So that's kind of exactly the eye look that I want. I think that eye is done. Because even though it's hot and I don't want to do a lot of makeup, I feel like my makeup look isn't complete without glitter. Okay, that's pretty good. So let's move on now. Let's do brows. For today's brows, I'm gonna do the same brows that I did yesterday because it's too hot for anything else. This is very lightweight, very simple. It's the Gimme Brow, the Benefit one. This is a little sample size, but this has lasted me forever. I often take this on vacation because it just, like, especially on vacation when you're out at the beach or anywhere where you're gonna be getting hot and sticky and sweaty, I just don't want that much on my face. But I don't feel complete if my brows aren't done. So it just kind of gives you that finished look. There's the before, there's the after. And honestly, this is one of my favorite tinted brow gels. Working in the beauty industry, fortunately, I haven't had to buy one of these in a long time. And that's why you'll notice a lot of my stuff is all like deluxe sample sizes because it's all free. But I would totally buy this if I needed to. Okay, so that brow's done. Let's do concealer. I'm gonna mix concealers today. I'm gonna do a very bright one from Tarte, one that's just too light, like the shade is too light. And then I'm gonna mix it with a deeper orange. This is from Neutrogena, which is way too orange for me. And then this is Tarte, this is way too light. So we're gonna mix these together. And you'll see them blend together. It's really, really pretty. So you gotta be careful with the orange because it is highly pigmented. You don't want to do too much, but you also need to do enough to kind of neutralize this brightness from the Tarte. And then I also will just do a little bit there. I'm gonna blend this with this one, my favorite. This is the Ulta Beauty dual-ended brush. I'm just pressing it in. This part takes a little bit. So there's the before, there's the after. The problem with this side is it dried a little bit, and so now they're not blending together as nicely. I can still see a little bit of that orange color corrector there. That's what happens when it's 100 degrees. Everything dries up. Okay, just to kind of help this eye blend a little bit, I'm going to go over that with the color corrector from Ole Henriksen. Just because this is the cream, it's going to give my eye a little bit more moisture. And I'm also going to spray my brush. So let me get everything ready before everything dries. So I'm going to do a little dab on my brush of just hydrating face spray. I'm going to do just a little swatch. And the reason why I press in versus just swiping it is because when you swipe it like I just did, you can see like the line. So when you blend it in, it's less visible. But I did color correct that orange that was there, and then this I'll fix when I do my blush, so I'm not too worried about that. I'll leave that there. So that's done. I'm gonna let that dry, and then let's move on in the meantime to some blush. I want something very light today. Let's see what I have. I want something light, but also something shimmery. Okay, so I got this Tarte blush duo, and the powder just doesn't blend out. So this is in shade Birthday Cake. I don't know if they're all like this. I'm even like afraid to use it because it just doesn't blend. Let me pick up a little tiny bit. See, so like you can see where I initially put it down, and then okay, this time it blended pretty nicely. I think because I was quick about it. Okay, yeah, this time it blended in pretty nicely. I am surprised. I've been struggling with this blush for a while. So let's see if we can do the same thing on this side. Yeah, not too bad. And then I like to, I'm so scared. I like to just do a tiny bit. Just kind of under my eye area and a little on my nose, a little on the tip. And then whatever's left, I'll bring like under my eye. Okay, that actually looks not too bad. This is the first time I've had to not fight with this blush. So I think I've mastered how to use it now. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna be done with the blush. That is all I needed. And that blush has a little shimmer to it. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's kind of like a blush highlight. Okay, let's be done with that now. I'm gonna do my under eye now. Where's my blue? I'm gonna go in with the Urban Decay 24/7 liner in shade Roxy. This shade is so pretty. It's not gonna match that baby blue on my eye, but it's blue. Blue and blues go together. But this is super bright. Urban Decay for the win on fun eyeliners. So many of these beauty lines don't have color anymore. ColourPop is one of, Urban Decay and ColourPop, I guess, are one of the few that do. Let's do mascara now. I'm gonna go in with the Clinique Hi-Fi. This is what I've been using. I use my mascaras until they're dry. So this is what I'm gonna be using for the foreseeable future. And the mascara I don't want to go too crazy with. I just want to coat my lashes. And that's enough for me. And then unlike yesterday, where I just went in on the bottom lashes with the color, today I'm gonna do the black first so that I can really separate my lashes. And it gives me more volume. So there's the bottoms. I had like a little hair on the wand. Okay. So let's let that dry before I put the blue on top. In the meantime, let's see if this is dried up. This is the NYX Vivid Brights liquid eyeliner. This is in shade Cobalt Crush. And last time I used this, it was a little tiny bit dry. Let's see if I can get anything to work. If not, I have a plan B, don't you worry. Let me see. Oh, it's like very, very light. Let's see if we can get a little bit out of here. I just barely want any at all, so hopefully I can do it. I want a little wing right there, but you can't even see it. Barely, it's a baby. This is so dried up. Okay, this is not gonna work. That's not anything what I wanted. Let me give her another shake. Okay, let's see if I can do it the same on this side. Oh, there's a little bit more pigment there. No, it's not. It's not happening. Okay, time for the plan B. That one, it's like, I mean, it's not bad. You can see it. It's dried up. It needs to be thrown away. Let's go in with some more glitter. And let's kind of stay on with the brown and the blues. I'm gonna go in with Gold Mine. This is the shade Gold Mine in the Moon Dust eyeliners from Urban Decay. And I'm just gonna go and just tell that on the side. You can't even see it on camera, but I can see it in the mirror. But there's just a little pop of gold there. No, you guys can't see it, but I can see it in my mirror. I just need some glitter in my life, you know? I have so many glitter things because without glitter I just feel so boring. And speaking of glitter, I'm gonna add more glitter. Let's go in with the Fenty Diamond Balm as a, actually, no, scratch that. I'm gonna go in, where is she? Where, yeah, this is the one. With Solstice, the Urban Decay eyeshadow little single, but this is just glitter and I love it. I just need a specific brush to pick it up. I'm gonna go in with a very flat paddle brush to just try and avoid the fallout. And I'm gonna swipe. I just swiped it. I just barely like did one swipe. Okay, a little bit more. So you can see the glitter. So that's what it looks like before. And then here's it with the glitter. And this glitter kind of color shifts a little bit. It's hard to see on camera. But in real life, she does her job. So there, remember, that's the before. And there's the after. She just adds a little bit of pizzazz to your lid, you know? And then she has hints of blue in there, so it works with the look. Okay, yay. Love that. I love the glitter. Let's clean off my brush. She's clean. Okay. What else was I gonna do? Oh yeah, the blue. Now we're gonna go in with the L'Oreal Voluminous Original. This is in shade Cobalt Blue. Very original name. And I'm gonna top the tips of my upper lashes with this, but then I'm gonna go in with it pretty heavy on the bottom. I just topped the little tippies of my lashes. And then on the bottom, I'm gonna go in. And try and cover up as much of that black as I can. So there's the before, there's the after. You can't really see the blue on the tips, but they're there, I promise you. And then you can see the blue on the bottom. So it's just different. It just kind of gives you a more fun look. So let's repeat. Just the little tippies. Okay. And then the bottom. See, you can see it a little bit better on this one. But, oh yeah, you can see it now. So now that it's angled, you can see all the blue. So in person, it looks super cool. Because it just like, I don't know, when the light hits it, just like that, you can see all the blue right there. So I like that. Now let's go do the bottoms. Okay, so the bottoms are done. I think I'm gonna do a little bit more on the tippy tippies over here because I think the other side has a little bit more. So you can see it when I look to the side, you can see that the tips have blue on them. So I like it, it's pretty cool. Okay, let's let that dry. I'm gonna curl my lashes today. I hardly ever curl them. I also wanna do a little highlight on the upper brow. I wanna do it with like a silver. Should I use this one? Let me see, I think this might be too much glitter for that upper brow. Yeah, this one's nice, but it's too much glitter for up there, for me, for today. Which is hard to believe that I'm even saying that something has too much glitter. Okay, let's go in with this. This is another ColourPop shade. This is from the Darth Vader palette. All my ColourPop eyeshadow palettes are all Disney themed. I'm gonna go in with this shade right there, just to give my upper brow a little oomph, because she's pretty naked right now. So again, I barely dust in there. I'm gonna start at that high point right in the middle and just go down. So there's the before, boring, kind of sad. There's the after. Now she's shiny and happy. And then I'm also with this gonna just take a little dab, go in right there. I'm gonna use this as a highlighter today. And then a little dabby dab. Right in the center of my nose. Okay, that's done. Let me put these palettes away. Oh my Lord, now I can't because everything's fallen over. Okay, she's kind of away. She's on top of something, but that's okay. Now, what else do I need to do? I need to curl my lashes and I need to set. So let's actually set now. Before I set, I clean up that crease because I do get some products settling in there. And just to clean that up, I'll usually go in with like a fine brush. Like this is an eyeliner brush. But it works perfectly to get that product out of that crease. Same thing with that side. So there, and there's the before. And there she is, cleaned up. People always ask me, what products don't crease? They all crease. Everything creases. If something says it's crease proof, it's a lie. You just have to learn to work with it, learn to manage it, learn what works for you and your physical eye shape. So now that that's clean, let's set. I'm gonna set with a Benefit mattifying loose powder. And since I don't want too much dryness today, I'm just gonna take a little bit on my fluffy brush, tap off the excess, and just press. Lightly press her in. And then here. when I'm setting my powder, I avoid this area. I want that side to stay shiny. And then because it's so hot today, I'm actually gonna just take a little tiny bit of powder and just press it on my eyeshadow, just to help prevent any oily creasing. I'm gonna do a little bit more. On my nose. Ooh. Okay. So now that's done. Let's go in with my curler now. This is the Shiseido curler. Gonna curl the blue lashes. Really careful not to really rest the eyelash curler on your face. So I'm gonna do a little bit more on this side. There we go, that's better. The difference an eyelash curler makes. And I always try and wipe off my eyelash curler after using it so it doesn't get all gross. Okay. So now what do we need? What do we need? Just lips? I think just lips. Okay, well before we do that, let's do a little spray of the Mario Badescu Hydrating Face Spray. Just to bring some of that glow back. I do like to be a glowy girl. Now let's move on to lips. I was kind of loving that lip that I did yesterday. That lip liner, the Ulta Beauty one, but I left it in the car, so I can't do that one today. Let's see what other lip stains I have in here. Not too many. We can go in with another Ulta Beauty one. This is in shade Raspberry Kiss. Wait, did I not do that one yesterday? Did I take the wrong one? I must have taken the wrong one into the car. So this is the same one from yesterday. This is Raspberry Kiss, which is the one I wanted. So yay. So I overlined that bottom lip a little bit. As well as the upper lip. But the upper lip mainly on the Cupid's bow. I went a little bit too far out on the edge on that side, but oh well. So there's that. And then yesterday I did the glitter on top, which I really liked. So let's do that again. Let's do, or actually we can do a different glitter topper this time. Let's do the Paco Rabanne. This is a little deluxe sample of their shade in Viral, and I like this because it color shifts. So it's very similar to the color shifting topper that I did from Urban Decay. So there's that. Let's do the hair down, finish the look. I always try and bring a little bit of hair forward to cover my 5 head. Come on, little hair, cooperate. There we go. Stay put. But cover my head. Okay. That is today's makeup look for this 100-degree weather. If you want to see more of my day-to-day, I do post on my stories on Insta. The link for that is in the description of this video. Please consider subscribing if you like beauty content like this. Thank you for watching today, and I'll see you tomorrow.